Lesson 5.8, Solving Number Stories. Our learning target today is I can solve number stories and write number models to match my thinking. Boys and girls, today we're going to be solving number stories that involve addition and subtraction. Let's take a look at our first number story. It says, if a 23-pound raccoon sheds 2 pounds of fur, how much will it weigh? So the first thing we need to do, boys and girls, is think about what's happening in this number story. We're going to start with a 23-pound raccoon. So our number we're going to write right here is 23 in this start. And we know that we're going to do a change to less story problem because we know that when an animal sheds fur, they're going to weigh less. So we know that our animal is going to shed 2 pounds of fur. So that's going to be the change, and I'm going to put that right into our change spot on our diagram. Now we need to figure out, boys and girls, what's a strategy we could use to solve this problem? One of the ways that I decided to try to solve this problem is by using a number grid. So here's a piece of a number grid, and I decided I need to look. I know that our start number is 23, so I'm going to start here at 23, and I'm going to change to less, so I know I need to go back 2. So I'm going to go back 1, 2, and my ending number was 21. So boys and girls, I know that if a 23-pound raccoon sheds 2 pounds of fur, it's going to weigh 21 pounds. Let's write a number model that can go with this number story. It will be easy because we're going to be able to use this information from our change to less diagram. So we start out with our start number, which is 23. And we change to less, which means that we take away, we use a minus sign. We took away 2, and we ended up with the answer being 21. So we know that our answer is going to be 21 pounds. And LB, again, we know is the abbreviation for pounds. Let's take a look at problem number 2. This problem says, John has 3 cats. One of the cats has a litter of 6 kittens. How many cats does John have in all? Boys and girls, let's take a look at our change to more diagram. Who can help me out and let me know what number we would need to start with on this diagram? That's right. The number we would start with is 3. We know we're going to start with 3. So we're going to put 3 in our diagram. And we know that we're going to be changing to more because they're telling us that there's more kittens coming, that there's kittens. And it says, how many cats does John have in all? So if we change to more, that means we're going to be adding some kittens to it. How many kittens are we going to add to this? Raise your hand if you know how many kittens or how this number model is going to change in our diagram. That's right, we're going to change. The change is going to be 6 kittens. So we take that number from our story problem and we add it to our diagram here. Now we need to think about how we're going to solve this problem. One of the ways that we could solve this problem is we could use one of our number lines right here. So I have a number line and I'm going to start on number 3 right there. And I know that the change has to get bigger because we're wondering how many kittens do we have with now this litter of 6 kittens. So we have 3 to start, and we're going to do 6 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we end there. That helps us know that our end number is 9. Let's make a number model for this problem. So when we make a number model, we know that we're going to be adding this time. So our first number is going to be 3, and then we added, because there were more kittens that came with the litter, so we're going to add 6, and the answer is that we had 9. So I'm going to, the sum was 9, so I'm going to put, how many cats does John have in all? 9 cats. And we could actually say cats and kittens. Let's take a look at another kind of problem. In problem 3, it says a 50-pound boy holds a 7-pound cat and steps on a scale. How much do they weigh together? So in this one, the diagram that we're going to use is called a parts and total diagram. We've used this before when we talk about dominoes. So if we take a look, we have 2 parts. One part is our 50-pound boy, and the other part is our 7-pound cat. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down here. 50 is one part, and 7 is our other part. Boys and girls, I was thinking about the easiest way to solve this problem, and I thought, I could use my longs and my cubes. So if you take a look here, I used my longs to show the 50 pounds for the boy. So I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then in my second part, I have the cat, and that was 7 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I can count these together to come up with the total that would answer the question, how much do they weigh together? So go ahead and count with me. Let's start by counting our longs. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. So boys and girls, by using longs and cubes and using this parts and totals diagram, we were able to figure out that together the 50-pound boy and a 7-pound cat weigh 57 pounds. So again, I'll add the answer up here too, 57 pounds, like that. Let's think about how our number model would look for this one. We would start with a part, which was 50, and then we added another part, which was 7, and we came up with our total, or the sum, which was 57. Boys and girls, let's take a look at our fourth and last question for right now of our number stories. It says, how much less does a 7-pound cat weigh than a 14-pound fox? This is the kind of problem we've been working on this week that we call a comparison. So I was thinking about how we did this week, and I lined up this information here using Unifix Cube. So first, let's fill out our comparison diagram. So the first thing I did is I took a look and I thought, first of all, we got a quantity on the top, and I see that this is the bigger quantity, so we need to put the bigger number there, which is this 14. So I'm going to write that quantity right here, 14. The fox weighs 14 pounds. Now the other one goes in the box here that's labeled quantity. So I'm taking a look, and our other quantity is 7. So I'm going to put that here. So then what I did, boys and girls, is I used the knowledge that I learned this week about how we can line up information or counters to figure out what the difference is. So I've put 14 cubes for the fox and 7 cubes for the cat. And the next thing that I would do is I would match up our pairs. So I'm going to go match these. So if you noticed, I lined them up very neatly so that I could pair as many till they each had a pair. And then I'm going to circle the amount that is the difference. Now I can go and count the difference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our difference is 7. So if we go back and read our question that says, how much less does a 7-pound cat weigh than a 14-pound fox, we know that the answer is 7 pounds. Boys and girls, the number sentence that goes with this is we're going to start with our quantity, which is 14, and we're going to take away 7, and our answer is going to be 7, or what we call the difference. Okay, boys and girls, so today we learned about different ways that we could solve different number stories. We saw different ways that we could use manipulatives, we could use number lines or number grids, and we also talked about how we can use some of these diagrams, and we wrote number models. So let's spend a little bit of time practicing this now. When we look at journal page 94, we're going to take some time and we're going to try to make up our own number stories. Boys and girls, as we do this, we're going to think about, do we want an adding number story or a subtracting number story? If we have time, we're going to work on Math Masters, page 145, and practice making comparisons using a number line. Good luck and have fun.